Hi, this is Greg Johnson with resourcesforlife.com, and this is a brief video response to a question that came in from somebody interested in getting a hard drive for use with an Apple computer, but also they want to use it with a Windows computer as well. And so their question was with regard to some of the Western Digital drives. There's the My Book and also the Passport series of drives. If you're familiar with these, you know that the Western Digital Passport hard drives are a smaller format. They'd fit in a shirt pocket. However, the My Book drives are a little bit bigger. They are maybe about the size of a book, a small book. So anyway, the primary difference between these two drives, other than their size, is that the Passport drive uses just the USB cable to power it. And if your computer doesn't have sufficient power in the USB port, the drive won't work. So you'll need a different kind of cable that's called a power boosting USB cable. It's about $10, available online. And most newer notebooks, the new Apple notebooks and Dell and other brands, will power external hard drive devices. So that's usually not a problem. I guess, other difference is that the My Book larger drive comes with a plug-in AC power cord. You need that to make it operate. So if you're thinking about using the drive in a mobile capacity, you're actually going to want to go with the Passport drives, because the My Book drives just don't work unless they're plugged into power. Well, considering all of that, I guess fourth aspect to making a decision about which drive to get is the price. If you go with the My Book drive, you're going to get, let's say, 1,000 gigabytes for $130. If you go with the Passport smaller drive, you'll get 500 gigabytes for $130. So those are the four areas to look at. Then with regard to using these drives, either one, and transferring between Apple and Windows environments, what you want to do is format the drive probably on an Apple computer using the disk utility, and indicate that you want to have two partitions. One partition will need to be a MS-DOS formatted partition, so you can read that in Windows. The other partition, you'll want to use the Apple Extended Journal format so that it can handle the larger files that are actually also more complex. If you're working with video, you'll want part of the drive formatted for Apple, part of the drive formatted for Windows. Now, the part of the drive that's formatted for Windows will be accessible from both the Apple and Windows environment. If you're on a Windows computer, the Windows computer will only see the Windows formatted partition, so you need to be aware of that. But that's basically it. Those are the 4 points: size, power, price, and then basically the formatting, which, as I say, you want to do on an Apple computer to make the drive accessible. That is important to do. So if you decide that you want to use a Western Digital drive on an Apple computer exclusively, you can format the entire drive to be used with Apple. But remember, you'll need to go into the partitioning area within the drive utility program and go into the advanced options that are available there and indicate that you want the Apple partitioning, because by default the Western Digital drive is set up for Windows. And if you go to format it, it just won't format. You'll get some kind of unrecognizable error, and that's what the error is about, is that you can't format that drive to that capacity on an Apple computer unless you go into those advanced settings. Now, Western Digital, for simplicity, is selling some Apple formatted drives. They cost a little bit more, I guess, for no reason other than somebody took some time to format the drive differently. But you're fine getting a Windows formatted drive. You just need to reformat it for Apple use. So anyway, that's a brief introduction to how to use Western Digital Passport and My Book drives on the Apple computers. Hope that helps.